Hello, Z, back again. Oh, wait, were you in the last SYS?
Yeah, the first one. So it's sort of like an update one, progress sort of thing.
Well, isn't it an indictment of SYS that you're back again? What happened? I'm here to save your saves, except this time you can actually talk back to me because they're here. I mean, look at this guy. He's just sitting here waiting for me to finish talking. Insane. That there is Mackle, and they're managing SD Family in Kazakhstan. I have absolutely dominated Kazakhstan over the past 6 years of this save, winning pretty much everything there is, and I've guided this team up from the 3rd division. However, my biggest issue comes to the transfer market because Kazakhstan's reputation is so low and the infrastructure makes players I want to sign express doubts about coming here. I've really struggled to sign people that would actually better my team. On the other hand, the players I do sign don't grow in value and the board will accept extremely low offers that are considered too good to turn down, which results in me making very little money on my actually good players. See some dude we're about to look at. I'm really not sure how to proceed, as I feel like any move I actually do is just sideways. Why are you in Kazakhstan?
So I was just looking up maps of the biggest countries in Europe that still counted as UEFA, and obviously because you can't play in Russia in Europe, I was just like, oh, let's try Kazakhstan. And so now we're here.
And you are in 2029, so you've won the league in 4 consecutive years. What's the farthest you've gotten in Europe?
I think it was last year, I want to say. I made it to the round of 16, and then I would just get destroyed. I made the Champions League pretty much every year, but I just can't get farther than like the round of 16.
If you can get through the round of 16 in the Champions League, then you're good enough to win the whole thing. But you played Benfica, which should be one of the easier matches in the round of 16, and you definitely got smacked around a bit. So what was the name of that one guy? Di Matteo Krejcak?
Di Matteo Krejcak, yeah. I got him from Hajduk Split, I think. I just saw him as like the top player using my skin.
Excellent.
And I was like, oh, he wants to play with me? He wants to go to Kazakhstan over Croatia? Sign me up. So I signed him, and he's awesome. Like, he was really good for me. Like, as you can see, he got a 7.52. And then Milan come in with a £6 million offer that my board was like, oh, we need this. We need this money. And I'm like, no, I signed this guy for 5 mil 2 years ago. And so I tried doing like some of the things. I remember when you had David Bulow, I think his name was, the guy in Taunton.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you would pretty much offer him out for like nothing, and then try to get teams that he'd be more interested in signing to accept that. And then when he signs his contract, you just decline. But yeah, no, his heart was set in Milan, so I pretty much lost him for nothing, and I really have not been able to replace him.
That sucks. And those kind of gimmicky things that you can do are never 100%. There used to be things you could do that are 100%, but there's no way to keep hold of them. You have to sign players from poorer countries. England or France, the US, at least in the game, their infrastructure is rated way higher, and so they have like serious concerns about moving to a country like Kazakhstan. But you also need to understand, looking at this Krejcak guy, I know his name is world class and he's only 19 and he's going to get a lot better, but he's not a ridiculous world beater. I would say if I was in Sweden or something, you'd be selling this type of guy for 20 million. So 6 million's not crazy. If you can keep getting into the Champions League knockouts, your reputation's going to keep going up. It's at 2.5 stars. That is roughly equivalent to the team that's like winning the 3rd division of England. So you are very, very far away from a team like AC Milan. When they come in, it's going to be very difficult to get the players to want to stay. Was this a big club in Kazakhstan when you took over?
No, this was like a 1-star team.
Okay, so you've now guided it to you're the 3rd biggest club in Kazakhstan. So your goal, you need to be so utterly dominant in Kazakhstan. Like, Champions League is great, but it's gravy. It's gravy on top of the actual meal. What you have to accomplish first is you have to be Ajax 10 years ago in the Netherlands. You are blowing everybody else in Kazakhstan out. Do they have serious foreign rules? Is that restrictive?
No, I don't.
That surprises me a lot.
Yeah.
Which means your ability to build your club up to being just ridiculously dominant in this league should be, it's there. The door is open, right?
He's Moldovan. He's a Moldovan Argentinian. I forgot to mention him. He's awesome.
I have no idea how to say those Moldovan names. If you do, let me know.
I think it's just Platica.
Platypus. But yeah, with 20 flair is seductive. Like, I would at least go on a first date with this guy. But he 50 million and he has wanted from
Yeah, what I ended up doing is I just raised their asking price to like something insane so that no one would try biting to get him.
Okay, how many 20 flair players do you have?
I have no idea.
2, at least 2. But it says his transfer value is 62 million. Dude.
Is he gonna like that though? Like, let's like click on his asking price. If he can, yeah, he's not gonna like that. He thinks that's way above his value.
Did you anger them when you set that asking price?
A little bit, yeah, but
Oh, this looks fun.
yeah, everyone hates it here, unfortunately. But you gotta do what you gotta do at this point.
You have son and you didn't tell me? What is he doing here? That's
I have-
outrageous.
I don't know why he wanted to come here, to be honest. But he doesn't even like make my team, surprisingly.
This is the all-time, like, I'm just excited that I can get this guy to play on my team, even if he's not even going to get on my team signing. This is amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
And, yeah, it's a good mentor. You have a mentoring group set up? Yeah, you do.
I do, yeah.
But you don't have any with Sun Hyung Min.
I don't. That might save my save, honestly.
How much money are you spending relative to the rest of the league, Abi?
I think significantly more.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think where you're losing is generally your issues. Like, there are some issues you can't stop. Worried about Son Heung-min taking playing time, disappointed not to be able to join PSG. You can't stop those issues. You can stop. You have 3 guys that are mad that they got left out of the Champions League squad. That's preventable. Loan them out for a year if you can do that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your club atmosphere would probably be great if it wasn't for the 8 people that are behind Mohamed Darwish and the other guy that's behind Rory Boyce because you also borked the playing time, which happens every once in a blue moon, right? You've got to promise that he'll be fine, but I don't think you're going to fulfill it because it doesn't sound like you like the guy very much.
See, another issue I have is that like a lot of players, like they have like doubtful interest, but they'd be like really good. So I pretty much have to promise them star player or they won't sign. Like Hafi Laor, the Algerian dude. He was like, I thought he was awesome when I first saw him, and I'm like, okay, let me go sign this guy. But he wanted to be a star player, and I'm like, okay, you're not good enough to be a star player, but you're awesome. Let me just sign you, and hopefully you won't be mad. But he's clearly mad, so that didn't really work out.
Yeah, patience is a virtue on that. Understanding how many spots you have relative to what you can offer, patience is a virtue.
Yeah.
And then Sabitzer, I mean, you are a football manager player through and through. It's literally wonder kids and like washed up old dudes with big names that have played for huge clubs. Like, it is a perfect team comp.
Yep. I learned from the best.
What are you trying to say? Next, we have Shanu. Shanu doesn't have a webcam, so we've got this talking head from Discord.
Hello, talking head from Discord. I mean, hello, YouTube?
Yes, you are the talking head from Discord. Shanu is managing Hollisher FC and wrote to me, vaguely aware that they would hear me read this back to them in person. After a fantastic season in the 3rd division, broke the record for most points ever and equaled record for most wins ever for any team in the 3rd league, and that's in Germany. I was surprised to learn that my reputation not only didn't improve after that season, but decreased. As a result, I had a really tough time getting players that are good enough for the 2nd league. Even the few I got are underperforming a lot. See Thierry Gale. I will. However, even considering my poor 3-league level side, I still feel like I should be doing better. I'm at a bit of a loss and can't figure out what I can do to save this season. I've tweaked my tactics a bit from last year, but nothing drastic. The team is not playing as well. And to top it all off, my finances are not very good either. This is a tough situation, particularly for people that have played Football Manager a lot, but have never had to deal with getting promoted between, from one bad league to kind of another bad league. Is this the type of save that you play a lot, or is this the first time you're doing something like this?
It's just my 2nd Football Manager save. The first one was in England, and I started in League 2, and I got all the way to the Prem, but I never had a slump like this. Like, I got back-to-back promotions from League 2 to Championship, and then I stayed for a few years in the Championship, and then went to the Prem, but I was never in risk of relegation from the Championship or anything like that. But now, if you look at the league table, I'm actually at risk of relegation.
Yeah, 19 points from 19 matches is I just got promoted to this league. Where you're spending $5.5 million on salary per year, and Eintracht Frankfurt, Mainz, Hertha Berlin are spending over $20 million on salary per year, and they have significantly more pulling power. So Eintracht Frankfurt has a full star reputation. Now, if you stay in the 2nd division for a couple of years, your reputation will go up. The same as if you were in the Championship, you said, for a couple of years in your first save. Sustained success is the way to do that.
Okay.
We'll check the XG table.
No, we don't look at XG table. It's depressing.
You're right. It is. I didn't mean to laugh. That is depressing. You've only allowed, I think I saw 26 goals in 19 matches, which is not bad. Now, I am afraid to look at the dynamics. You did hurt the team cohesion, obviously, with a ton of loans. I was worried when I saw your message, your introduction to the save. I was worried that you wouldn't have done enough because you were so good the year before that you would feel like you didn't need to change anything.
No, I nuked the team.
Yeah, but it looks like you might have changed too much.
I mean, some I didn't have any choice because my budget was very limited and I had to let some people go because they were being paid too much. They were good, but they were not good enough.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're releasing so-so players, that's okay. But when you go 9 loans and they're not world beaters at the level that you're at, that hit to your cohesion and your atmosphere can be pretty brutal.
Okay.
As for the finances, what am I going to tell you?
I don't know how it is in Germany. I hope it's something like England, because when I promoted to the Premier League, finances were never an issue anymore, ever. You just get instantly rich. I assume Bundesliga is not that rich, but it's still okay. I just need to get promoted.
You're right. Your balance does not matter at all because your entire goal is to get promoted. Go into as much debt as you possibly can to get promoted. That's the name of the game. That's what you should be doing. Don't worry about it at all.
No, I'm more worried about the financial status, okay, and about having one of the key objectives to work within the payroll budget from the board.
Your financial status is okay, and your debt is 2 million. If you finish dead last in the Bundesliga, look at how much you make.
Okay, so I don't need to worry about finances.
Just get promoted. Yeah, just get promoted. Whatever you can possibly do to get promoted, spend every cent they allow you to spend. But your squad is also huge.
I got baited by Germany having absolutely no rules for registration.
You totally got baited, but your squad is definitely way too big. So either loan less guys, which you know hurts me to say, or you got to release some of these guys. Because especially when you're only spending $5.5 million on wages relative to a league where the best teams are spending 40, you cannot waste idle wage budget on players that aren't making a difference. Is there anything else?
No, I think that's it, actually. Yeah.
Enjoy the challenge also, because the game's not fun if it never pushes back.
That's true.
Well, Shanu, thank you.
See you. Thank you.
The next one from SM Chinri. Am I saying that right?
It's S. McHenry 2014.
So yes, I said it right. With Salernitana. And you wrote to me, I need help getting my journeyman save back on track. Respect the journeyman hustle. I'm currently in my 3rd year at Salernitana. Up to this point, my stint at the club has been quite successful. We finished 3rd last season and made it to the league phase of the Champions League. However, my Salernitana team has always been a little strapped for cash, so I've had to build the meat and potatoes of my team around free players and loanees. Love the use of the phrase, meat and potatoes. I haven't had much ability to hoard wonder kids at this point, though I did manage to sign 2 great ones in Abnir Beinish and Roberto Ignea. I've also struggled to get better jobs in this save as my adaptability attribute started very low and hasn't gotten much better. Any general pointers you can give for how to get my save back on track would be greatly appreciated. Was there anything you'd like to add to that now that we're sitting here?
Mostly, I could get some pointers on general recruiting, definitely Wonder Kid signing and stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of help with negotiating too, because I feel like my negotiating style could use a little work.
Well, that's what we're here for. And S. McHenry, which is exactly what I said the first time. Let's go take a look at where we are in the league. Okay, you're in 13th, 10 matches, 11 points. You know where I'm going. XG table.
I know. I've checked this more than once.
Why a lot of people that end up on Save Your Saves are on the receiving end of an XG table beatdown. This would tell me that things aren't going quite as poorly as you might think they're going, but this is a pretty brutal run here. Losing away against Mons is tough.
I say this is definitely the first time that with any of the teams I've been on in this journeyman that I've been in a competition as high as the Champions League. So we actually haven't done that bad in the Champions League itself. It's the league mostly that's been really hurting us.
So have you managed? You managed in the Japanese 3rd division, got up to the Japanese 2nd division, took a job with Yokohama F. Marinos.
No, not Yokohama FC.
How dare I? How dare I? My bad. You're right. There are 2
Won
of them.
both Japanese Cups with them too, so that was fun.
Then you took over at the Ghana U20s. How was that?
Won the U20 AFCON with them.
Oh, brilliant. Did you sign any players from that team?
I don't believe so, no. Most of the players on that team were 1 or 2 star current ability, so I made do with what I had and won a trophy at the U20 AFCON, then went to the U20 World Cup, got drawn into a group with Brazil, France, and the USA, so that didn't end up going well.
Still, that's a good time. Most people that play Football Manager never get to experience that type of nonsense, so that's good. And then you got Waldhof up into the Bundesliga. And then what drew you to the Salernitana job?
I've mostly just been jumping around from club to club, just trying to do what you're trying to do with your journeyman save. Just try to get to the top as fast as I can. Made it to the round of 16 of Europa. Fixture congestion just did us in that tournament, but again, it's been going well, but we've been struggling in the league at this point, and I came here for help.
And I haven't. I've just done some poking around while you were talking about that stuff, and you should sell this guy immediately. I know it will suck, and you don't want to do it, and it doesn't sound fun, but
I've considered it.
One reason.
Oh, I never noticed that.
This would solve all of the financial issues at the club in one fell swoop.
Okay.
If you get anything over 50 million, because right now your transfer revenue retention's 55. So the first thing I would do is ask to increase that before you make a sale of this guy, obviously.
I'm not like really hurting. I could be better. There are definitely teams out there like your Inters and your AC Milans who have more money.
Yeah, well, my issue is not your payroll budget. So I went and looked at Serie A, and you were right to take this move. You have the 11th best salary in the league. And if you factor in how much you're going to spend on salary this year, it's actually more at the level of Sassuolo because you're spending like 68 this next year. So you'll be in the top half of the league in terms of salary spend, and outside of the obvious candidates, Juventus, Napoli, Milan, Inter, you're on par with everybody else. And you obviously just finished third, so you have some talent.
So you're saying I'm essentially the best of the rest.
Yes, your goal should be to be the best of the rest. You have the finances to be the best of the rest. I mean, your goal, I guess, should be to win everything. But your only issue is your lack of a transfer budget. Because you don't want to spend 70 million on one player. You're not that type of team yet. But you need to be able to spend 10, 15 million to get the right player in.
10, 15 million, yeah. I've been trying to moneyball my way. Like Binish, for example, I got for about just under 4 million. Like, he's been a great pickup.
Which, look, that is a tremendous signing. There just aren't enough of those guys in the world that you're going to be able to find unless you get lucky, really. Yeah, and your XG has been brutal, so I think you're just in a poor bout of form. Go through, praise people. I might recommend a team meeting now that you haven't won in 4. I know things haven't been going our way recently. Oh, did you hold one recently?
Probably. I think so. I might have.
Okay, yeah, because they didn't react to it, which means you held one recently. So then your options are praise and chastise training, go through and praise players' conduct.
Oh yeah, I praise and chastise training on a regular basis.
Awesome. Yeah, because you're fighting an atmosphere battle until your luck turns with the XG stuff as well. Selling a marquee player for a lot of money to solve your huge transfer budget issue, because I see the original budget was under $1 million that they gave you, which is crazy. So you just need to get money into the club.
Free players and loans got me to the top. They got me a lot of success at other places, but at some point it just ran its course.
Yeah, we're transitioning to full-blown signing good and or young players from not top 5 leagues that can help you dominate.
I know. It's like you're signing free players or Wonder Kids video way back in, I think it was 2022. I'm having trouble transitioning from stage 1 to stage 2, if you catch my drift.
Yes. No, you staged 1 to yourself all the way to the Champions League, but now you need the big guns. This is, to a lot of people, the most fun part of the game, where you get money in and then you find Wonder Kids and you bring them in and you build that core. You might just stay at Salernitana forever, but this will turn. You're not in a terrible spot here. You just have to change the way you're thinking about players, which sounds harder than it is. You got anything else on your mind?
Nope, not at all.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, we have Dot Yapo, who's managing FC Den Bosch. Is there anything you should warn me about before I start reading this?
Just go for it, because there is a lot wrong, I think. Maybe. No, we should be all right, hopefully.
Okay, well, put on your seatbelt then. Hello, Z, back again. Oh, wait, were you in the last SYS?
Yeah, the first one. So it's sort of like an update one, progress sort of thing.
Well, isn't it an indictment of SYS that you're back again? What happened?
You really shouted at me for not filling out my staff.
You haven't even filled your scouting department, and now I'm going to need to take a 5-minute walk so I don't get all freaking frustrated that you haven't filled your scouting department.
Which I made sure to fix.
Okay, so at least your staff is full.
We're getting there.
How's it gone since your last SYS appearance?
Since we were last here, I got to a Europa League final against Newcastle.
Nice.
I got suited and booted in Discord with the boys and lost 4-0.
I'm sorry, that's Alex.
I think we're slowly starting to cook. We're getting there, but it's taking a long time. Like, I started this save in FM23. We're in 2034, and I've not really done much. It's the same old, same old. Like, if you see like league history, it is just.
It's a climb. We've got 8th, 12th, 8th, 7th, 8th. Third, which huge.
Third, that was quite good, yeah.
One Europa League appearance where you lost in the final, and that was after you were in the Champions League qualifying and lost to Rangers. Look, that's what Football Manager is all about, is that type of run. But this is basically about the transition to playing in Europe.
Yeah, like looking at other teams and like how expensive all the players are.
You're looking at the wrong stuff. This right here, these values, I want you to listen to me, Yabo. These values don't matter at all, right? This is what the world thanks to your players. So let me tell you, I'm clicking on this guy, and allow me to be the first to tell you, this guy is not good enough right now.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters, right? And now this is a good signing. I'm assuming you sign him for 3.2 million, banger signing. You can sell him for 16 to 23. There's nothing wrong with this signing. But what you do need to worry about is if you go to PSV and you click on their freaking right wing, that's what you're competing against. I'm a little concerned that your staff doesn't have full knowledge of these guys.
Sorry, I don't know why they don't. I just sort of set up recruitment focuses of under 20-year-olds, 4-star potential, and just go.
Well, you want me to break the news to you that you don't have any recruitment focuses set up?
Yeah, we don't have any going now, but
So come on.
No. So right now we don't.
I see that you have them completed, but you can just set them to run forever, right?
I had a bit of a nightmare. I had one going and it was bringing me nothing back. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, what am I paying them for? Until I had no scouting budget because I was really broke.
So you have no scouting budget because you're really broke. Although I'm looking at a scouting budget.
We did.
Okay.
No, so I've only just got my budget. So like I'm just fresh into the season. So like, well. Oh my god, I'm in December. Jesus Christ. Okay.
You got a scouting budget of $500,000, brother. You can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, true.
You want to break your heart?
Come on.
You should sell this guy.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Because he's not that good. Like, relative to look, if you're in League One, this guy's a real good striker.
Okay.
But you're not playing League One teams, right? You're playing PSV. You're playing Ajax. And so while you can play matches, and this guy is the guy that scores goals for you, or the guy that plays well for you, he's got 7 goals in 13. He's having a good year, and that's why his value is 21 to 23 million. If you get over 20 million for these attributes at 21 years old, no matter what his potential is, you grab that bag and run away screaming because your financial status is rich, which means the board is going to give you a 100% transfer revenue retention, which you have, which means every freaking cent you get from a sale goes right into the bank for you to spend again. There's no balancing the club budget. You've sustained success for long enough that your club is very financially healthy, which means your whole goal is maximizing value. He's not bad, but you're not trying to be a mid-table team in Eredivisie. You're trying to win the league, which means that 20 million, which you can then take and either buy one great Brazilian, you can take and buy a couple of wonder kids from around the world if you ever decide to put a recruitment focus on at some point, maybe.
Yeah, well.
then you can also do manual scouting. I'm a huge fan of it. I love manual scouting where you just look through youth national teams. Just go to particular clubs you think are good and look at their hot prospect. Like, you are in a very fun part of the game, which is you're hunting for wonder kids at this point. Your job is safe. You're a B, right? You're tenured. You've been here a long time. You've built a team that's not going to suck in the Eredivisie. You're not going to get relegated. Your goal is to find the diamonds in the rough, to go to Sweden and pull out the next Zlatan, to go to South Africa and pull out the next Shabalala, right? To score you the banger, right? Like, that is your goal. Boca Juniors, just to get a feel for this. So this guy's 18. This guy could move right now. Look at the ranges on that guy.
Yeah.
Value's 8 to 10 million. So if we sell,
and the finish it as well. 15 to 20.
Yes.
Jesus.
So if we sell this guy for 20 million and we go bring that other guy in, you just made money and got better because that other guy's 8 to 10 million. I don't know if he's interested in you yet, but the better your team gets, the more the guys like that are going to be interested in you and you're able to go after him. Even if he's only interested in you a little bit, I guarantee you going out and handing that guy one of those star player contracts is going to be worth it because the kid's a stud.
Yeah.
Or you go to the senior national team, sort by age. There's a 20-year-old playing in Colombia on the Colombia national team. That's what Moises Caicedo was doing in Ecuador.
Yeah.
That's how Brighton found him. He was 18 years old, playing at Copa America, matching up against Brazil, and he didn't look out of place. And they went, you know what? We should probably, we should sign this guy. B. Brighton, my friend.
B. Brighton. Okay.
And then the next time we come back here, we'll be talking about how you won the Champions League.
Well, hopefully. I mean, we're going to have a job and a half, but I think we'll get there eventually, after a few seasons of buying hot garbage. But that's the thing. I get too attached to players. So
yeah, and that's an issue. But I can tell you as an outside observer that you've brought in to help that 20 million for this guy is a great deal. Anything above 10, honestly, is a really great deal for you. You'll get good money and you'll be able to buy a player that can come in and help you.
It's so difficult to like say if I was trying to sign this person out, like what would you be looking for?
So you look at this guy, no.
Why?
Yeah, I know. I'm about to say.
Oh, you're getting there. Okay.
Yeah, he does not have standout ability. He's a good athlete, but his stamina and work rate's a little low. He's an okay defender. He's an okay kind of crosser. He's got great potential. In a couple of years, this is the type of signing that you'll make because you will be able to sell this guy for 15 million and you'll sign him for 3. And so that's the kind of stonks, move that you can make. But he is, determination, leadership, bravery, decision making. This is the type of guy that isn't going to make a positive difference for your team. He's the type of guy that's going to keep bad things from happening, but he'll develop into a good player at some point, but you don't necessarily, especially in FM24, you don't want to rely on the future potential stars as much as you have in the past because they are wrong all the time. So more so than ever, current ability is important.
To be fair, I think that's where I went wrong with this window. I just saw someone young and I was like, oh, look at that 5-star potential. I'll have him.
Charles Weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, this guy's probably going to be a little... No, I mean, it said he was valued at 9 to 11. He's an Eredivisie player, but he's not killing it yet. This would be the best striker on your team. It would not be close.
Yeah.
And he's 9 to 11 million, which means if you added some future fees, you could sign this guy right now. But he is an immediate, just, oh, hell yeah. I mean, the Holy Trinity's there. We know how important athleticism is, and this dude has freaky athleticism. If I were you, I would open the save right now and try and sign this guy.
I'm on it. I'll tell you what, January is going to be so busy.
Like, does that help? Does that help? Like,
no, yeah, it's visualizing it. So like, I sort of.
Well, you can also, you know the comparison tool, right? You're aware of it?
Yeah.
Where you can just, so like, oh, who's the guy that starts in this position? It's Juan Gutierrez. Like, okay, you want to come here because obviously the ranges are playing a role, but this dude he's a freak compared to Juan Gutierrez. He's just better than him. And then you can also highlight, like, oh, I want him playing advanced forward. Well, now my eye is looking at all of the things I need to look at for an advanced forward.
Yeah.
And green is the most important. Green means go, and then blue is like also important. Every attribute's important, so it's not like jumping, reach, and strength don't matter. They do. This helps you focus on what's going to make the most difference. And Charles Weeks is a beast. And if you can sell Gutierrez for 13 million and sign Charles Weeks for 10, your team just got a lot better. And you just made money.
And he's like, what's it, 4 is the age gap? 4 years younger.
Yeah, and he's 4 years younger. And he's Dutch, so there's zero adaptability issue. And this is just a very, like, surface level. I just sorted the age by 15 to 21 on your player search and just sorted by potential ability to get guys that are probably young and talented to the top. That was all we did.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I think I look at the things that are in your face too much. So, like, say if I'm on that transfer screen, I'll see, like, 3-star current ability and, like, 5 or 4.5 potential. I'm like, that's the guy I'm getting without like really paying attention to like other things such as like big matches.
All you need to know is that in Football Manager, with a man that was 1.5 stars on my team, I once scored 51 goals in a season with that guy. So if you if that was Nick McCooty, if you put somebody in the right spot and you are able to maximize their good attributes, those stars almost don't even matter.
Yeah.
But is there anything else? We've been at it a long time.
No, I think that's a lot. It's literally just like, instead of just looking at value, stars, and then be like, right, that's the bloke. Looking a bit more into it, and then obviously we like, you mentioned like the national teams and whatever, and like looking for like outliers, like an 18-year-old or 17-year-old in like Colombia's lineup.
You're in a good spot.
Yeah.
You're actually in a good spot to be able to go do this stuff. Your club's rich. You have a lot of leeway from the board because they love you. Go make the magic happen.
I'll try my best.